Hello, everyone. Well, even warmer today than yesterday, but the warming trend is going to end tomorrow as a cold front pushes in, although it does look like it's going to get pretty stormy in Wisconsin because of that cold front. So let's break down today and tomorrow. Starting 8 a.m. this morning, look how warm we already are. A lot of folks, 8 a.m. this morning, seeing temperatures in the 70s. That's a sign that humidity is definitely up. And boy, is it going to be warm this afternoon. Notice that there's no chance of rain throughout the day today. There's going to be a lot of sun, and that's going to allow our temperatures to reach, I think, the low 90s in many locations inland. Again, right along the lake, it will be cooler, but we're talking about a lot of folks reaching the low 90s for highs. And yes, this is record territory. I do think some records are going to fall today. One thing, though, that'll keep it from being too oppressive, even though it's going to be humid and these temperatures are way above normal, there is going to be some wind around today. I got to call it a windy day for places like La Crosse, Chippewa Falls, with those gusts 30, 35 miles per hour. For most of southern Wisconsin, we'll call it breezy with gusts 20, 25 miles per hour. There is a chance of rain tonight. In fact, it's looking like almost a repeat of what happened last night. So it's going to be real stormy in Minnesota again. It's possible that Minneapolis, St. Paul could be slammed again by some intense storms, but like we saw last night, they're going to be weakening as they push into Wisconsin. So places like La Crosse, Chippewa Falls, I'm going to mention a rain chance for you as early as 10 o'clock. So that means that's kind of what happened last night, that there's a decent chance that we'll encounter some thunderstorms for Chippewa Falls and La Crosse. The chance of those storms being severe is small, but not zero. And it's possible there could be some stronger storms even as far as places like Wausau, but then any storms that are out there are going to fizzle out and it's just going to be showers. So those showers could very well push into southern Wisconsin very late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Just a chance for some isolated showers around Madison around 4 a.m. And I will mention for the Friday morning commute, most are going to be dry, but some leftover showers may be around the Racine-Kenosha area for that morning commute. So the severe threat for this evening is once again higher in Minnesota. It's possible the Minneapolis, St. Paul could be slammed again. Right now, Chippewa Falls, Winona, La Crosse are under the level 1 threat, the marginal risk. And what that means when you're under that marginal risk is what's most likely is just some heavy rain and lightning. But there's an outside chance that a storm could overachieve. And if that happens, we're talking about wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and possibly up to penny-size hail. No tornadoes to worry about, though. Notice, once again, Madison, Baraboo, Portage, Beaver Dam, no worries about any severe weather. But that changes for tomorrow. Let's pick things up at noon tomorrow. I mentioned the chance for some isolated showers in the far eastern part of the state for the morning commute, but it looks like most of us are going to dry out, even in the eastern part of the state, for lunchtime. But with what happens in the late afternoon, maybe as early as 3 o'clock, storms are going to start to fire up along a cold front. And the uncertainty right now is exactly where the storms pop up. Some models say it'll be right over La Crosse and Winona. Others say it's going to be farther east. And so taking the model average, and this is kind of the model that's right in the middle of all the models, I'm showing it here, it's probably going to be somewhere between La Crosse and Madison, and that could be bad news for places like Baraboo, Portage, Beaver Dam, Madison, because the storms are going to peak in intensity somewhere. And right now it's looking most likely around 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Heavy rain and lightning is still most likely, but I do think there are going to be a couple storms that are going to overachieve and produce some really strong wind gusts and some hail. Certainly some heavy rain and lightning. And once we go to 9 o'clock, though, notice how they really lose their intensity. They kind of hang out in the central part of the state and really struggle to move to the east. It looks like more stable air in the far eastern part of the state, making it less likely that those storms are going to be able to push in to the east. In fact, right now it looks like by midnight we could be dry across the state. So as far as the severe threat goes for tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, notice where it's the highest. Madison, Beaver Dam, Portage, Baraboo. Can't rule it out in Racine, Kenosha, Winona, La Crosse, but the threat does look smaller. It looks like the storms are going to peak in intensity right in the central part of the state. And though heavy rain and lightning is most likely still, I'm not going to rule out some quarter-size hail and some wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. And because those storms may stay in the same spot for a while, we could be talking about a few flooded roads as well. So I will, of course, update you on all of this tomorrow morning.